Hey folks, my name is David Gewertz and welcome to my shop. I have been using these workbenches now for a while and I keep getting questions about what they are because they're in front of the videos I produce for 3D printing. These are Harbor Freight Windsor design 60-inch 4-drawer hardwood workbenches, and they're about 160 bucks if you don't use one of their discount codes. I used two of their discount codes. My wife bought one and I bought one at 25% off, so we paid 120, 130 bucks for them. They are awesome. So I wanted to go over them with you a little bit, tell you a little about them. I also have behind me the Home Depot workbenches, which I used before I got these. The Home Depot workbenches are roughly half the price, and they feel like it. They came missing some screws in the ends. They're not finished at all like these are. They don't have drawers, but they're workable. They're okay. So if you want to spend half the price, the Home Depot benches are fine, but these are great. So let's talk about a couple of the features, and then I will talk to you about some of the assembly process, which you should probably take some notes on. So first off, they have 4 drawers, and the drawers open and close really nicely. They have a felt inside, which I really like, and I've wound up using the drawer over here for all the tools for the 3D printer, and that's worked out really well. They have, let me just be clear that there are 2 benches here. Each one is 150, 160 bucks. So I bought 2 and I put them side by side to create this center island, and it works really well. Bench vise on the end, I'll show you that in a minute. The gotcha with the bench vise is it is mounted on the side it's mounted on. I looked at trying to put both vices on the same side, for example, and that turned out to not be easily possible. You have to go inside and re-drill all the holes inside and remount everything and reset the drawers. It would have been way too much of a pain. So if you're doubling up the benches, you put one on each side. The benefit of doubling up the benches this way is I have the drawers on each side. So you can see the drawers on your side and there are drawers on this side. And so no matter which side of the bench I'm on, I've got a set of drawers. They also, this is one of my favorite features, are the holes for the bench dogs, and it comes with each of these come with a series of these wooden bench dogs, which work really well as, excuse me for the noise, these metal bench dogs, which you can attach in any number of interesting places. Now, what I did, I've used these for a bunch of projects. Ever since I got them, I went sort of hog wild on bench dogs, and I recently put some insulation in the garage door, which helped a little bit in the hot summer, not as much as I would have liked. But to cut sheets of insulation, I had a marking point here, and then I took this piece of cardboard and I taped it to the bench dogs across the board. I'm not reaching over there, but I taped it. Well, let's show you. I taped it up all the way across, and I had a perfect large-scale jig to be able to cut the insulation. So that worked out really well. I also 3D printed a bunch of bench dogs that cover the holes. So if I'm doing small electronic projects, those holes are covered up and things won't fall through them. The model for this is on Thingiverse, so you can go ahead and download these and print them yourself if you have a 3D printer. Feel free to play with them. And I also took a couple of them and attached magnets to the end, which don't go together as well on this one, but you can kind of see it attached to this. Attached magnets to the end, which hold some things in place when I'm working on them, which I find really nice. So, rather than something moving around on the bench, if you get it right, and magnets are kind of funny because you got to get the orientation right, something will stay stuck where you want it. So, bench dogs are awesome. Put these away. So, what are the downsides of this thing? Well, assembly was a bit of an issue in 2 areas. One is I put together the Harbor Freight US General multi-purpose workbenches, the metal ones, they're about 100 bucks, and I put both of those together myself with no issues. Just took a little while, and I put them together. This set of instructions, the set of instructions that come with these, say you need some help, you need an extra person, and they are right. It's not hard, But for some reason, the center of gravity is such that one person, even with extra holders or jigs or vices or any of the clamps and things I tried to do, just didn't work. They kept falling over. 15 minutes of my wife's help and we were golden. We were able to put them up. So an extra set of hands is absolutely necessary because of just the balance and weight of the wood pieces as they go together. Everything went together very, very well, except for one of the drawers. The drawers are a little bit fussy. What I found is that the slidey things that the drawers slide into didn't slide in all that well, and one of them blew up. Essentially, I pushed it in, and instead of it sliding, the edge of the drawer came against the edge of the unit and popped the whole drawer slide off. The drawer slide comes with 8 very, very tiny head of the pin size ball bearings, and so they shot all over the garage. The local Harbor Freight was not able to provide me with a replacement, and I didn't want to wait weeks without a finished workbench to get them from the main office of Harbor Freight. So I very carefully rebent and reshaped and remounted these teeny weeny ball bearings to reassemble the drawer and put it in. That itself was an hour to an hour and a half of work. Mostly because the metal on the drawers that hold the drawers up is kind of crappy. But overall, these things are wonderful. I mean, I wouldn't build a something massive on them. I mean, they're not, they won't withstand nuclear bunker level work. But I've been very, very happy with them, and they look great. They work great. My only other critique is that one of the flippies on the bench vise, the actual top of the handle on the bench vise, when you drop it, it popped off. So I had to hot glue it on, and now it stays there pretty well. So they're great. I love the dual version of it. I don't know if I would like these nearly as much without having them back to back. By putting them back to back, I have this great center island, and we have used this center island since we've put these things here constantly. So it is a very, very useful resource in the double wide version. So that's it. As I continue to work my way through the building up of a workshop in here, stay tuned. Click the little subscribe button down there, and you'll get not only some basic information about the parts and tools and benches I've bought for the shop, but mostly 3D printing and political analysis and all the stuff I do for ZDNet will all be there as well. So tune in and build something great. My name is David Goertz.